care so much about the children. I feel honored to be part of this event today. Thank you very much. Respected CEO, respected principal, dignitaries, and the graduating students, good evening. Where are the graduating students? Are you all over the place? Or raise your hands up, right hand? I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, that's good. All right. So, I've been in your position several years ago, but not too many. So I asked you for 15 minutes of your attention. When I was sitting in mine, I was like thinking, what I've been waiting 12 years for this, so just 15 minutes and I'm done. Any parents here? Where are the parents sitting? Yeah, thank you very much. So you can hear me as well. Great. And the teachers. Any teachers here? Okay, a few here and there. Okay, with teachers, I have a saying about teachers that I love a lot. It is not what you pour into the students that counts, but that which is planted. I'll repeat it again. It is not what is poured into the students that counts, but that which is planted. Super. So, I was invited for this, and I thought, okay, what do people at my graduation day do it? And I've been to one in school and one at university in Toronto. And you have this, senior person coming and telling you, you guys, if you want to be successful, go into this field or do this and have excellent time management and help others and all that sort of stuff. And that's appreciable. I appreciated that. But learning from that experience, I would rather have today's talk something that we can all relate to. I'm going to tell you a story of how I became who I am. When I was in grade 10 in my school, I had a substitute teacher for a particular day. And the teacher said, "You guys love ants, don't you?" And I was stunned. Ants? Okay, what are you talking about? We always talk in school how ants are very hardworking. And they have good teamwork. And that's often used as an example to motivate us. But if you think about it, he said, what do ants do? Ants sleep, they wake up, they eat, they drink, they reproduce, and the cycle starts again. They sleep, they wake up. He said, if that's who you want to be finally, well, I think God chose you to be humans, and you're so much better. And you know what they say about teachers, right? It's not what you pour into the student that counts, but that which is planted. Super. So the story at that time didn't make a lot of sense, but I accepted and it got planted at some part of my brain. Over time, I realized the wisdom of his saying. Man can indeed be the best of creation and also the worst. There was very good Quran recitation in the beginning. Well done there. You know what it said? You put the words Ahsan Taqweem, the best of creation, and Asfal Safilin, which is the worst of creation. So who is the happiest in the animal kingdom? Mankind. Who is the most stressed out? Mankind. So there has to be a way by which we can choose our path. Anyway, it didn't make a lot of sense to me at that point, and I left it somewhere in the middle of the mind. Then came my A-level graduating, grade 12. So as I finished the ceremony, I went to my school again, which I really recommend all of you to do. And I went to a favorite teacher of mine, who was always my mentor in life. And I said to him, "Teacher, I have my life ahead of me. Give me some advice on how I can be successful in life." Girl, how many of you want success? There we go, all of you, well done. So he took me to another room, and he put his hand on my chest, on my shoulder, and said, "Ali, if you want to be successful, think about your death. The 30 seconds before you die, you will have a flashback. Whatever you think of that is going to be your priorities, that's going to be your successful story." I got stunned. Bapre, may I put you on life advice? He's telling me death advice? But you know what they say about students, right? About the teachers. It's not what you pour into the student that counts, but that which is planted. Super. So of course I ignored the advice. I kept it, I respected it, it's part of our Indian heritage, but it didn't make sense. I was looking for advice about going to engineering, be the best engineer, work really hard. And I figured, why am I asking for advice if I know the answer? So this teacher is very smart. And of course, what do I say about teachers? It's not what you pour into a student that counts, but that which is planted. Super, you guys are very good. Okay. So it stayed as a seed in my mind somewhere. And I was in Toronto. After my grade 12, I went to Toronto to study a lot of things. One day, a friend of mine, a 17-year-old, died of juvenile diabetes. It's a disease, type 1 diabetes, and comes with young children. He went to sleep and just didn't wake up. It was a shock to me. He was a close friend of mine. That day, that seed suddenly germinated. And I said, oh, what if tomorrow's me? So what's my flashback story? And since then till today, before I sleep every night, I have a flashback. And I'm preparing for a nice flashback. And I realized that, if I really upset somebody, or I got upset, or I did something wrong, that comes in the flashback. That spoils my sleep. And over time, I started changing my behavior so that before I sleep, that flashback is beautiful. I like to see the smiling face of my son, the smiling face of my daughter, the proud moments of my father, and that's my flashback, my stuff. Oh, I love that. So I started changing my life. Because that teacher didn't tell me, he just planted a seed. And what do I say about teachers all the time? It's not what you pour into the students that counts, but that which is? You guys are super. Okay, so then let's move on a little bit. So I finished my graduation. I was graduating from the University of Toronto, and I asked my professor, Dr. Campbell, for advice. And he said to me, to be successful, you need to be one with yourself. What you feel, what you wish for yourself, what you wish for others, what you do, what you judge, should all be in harmony, be one. I said, Babri, every time I get stuck in something, philosophical answer. I'm looking for things to do. Okay, when you grow up, when you go into your workplace, this is what you do. When you get married, this is what you do. Of course, university graduation. But he gave me some more philosophy. But you know about teachers, what do I say? It's not what you pour into the students that counts, but that which is? Super, man, you guys are great. Okay. So, again, it was a seed. And it was germinating. I came to Dubai from Toronto in 2005. And I was doing what everybody else was doing. I drive my car on zebra crossing. I was seeing some pedestrians waiting for the cars to pass. One day, I was a pedestrian. And I said, why are these cars not waiting? Professor Campbell's seed germinated. From then on, I stopped at zebra crossings because it is the pedestrian right of access. Everything became one. Same thing happened jumping the queue. I see people when there's queues, they just don't want to wait. They want to avoid the queue. They want to just get their work done. But I would not like it if somebody else jumped the queue while I was waiting, so that seed germinated. Of course, that's what teachers do, right? It's not what you pour into the student that counts, but that which is planted. Okay, great. I hope you don't get tired of that. So I'm going to end with my advice. And please don't say about prayer again, more philosophy. So my advice to you all is, before finding success outside, find it inwards. Success will come right to you. Get to know yourself first. This is a lesson I've learned over time. Imagine a person tells a lie. Some people feel guilt. The heart becomes heavy. Some people lie all the time. It doesn't make a difference to them. If you tell a lie and you feel guilty, you're conscious. Conscience is telling you. You're connected to your body. You know yourself better. Same thing applies for cheating exams. And even more so with food, for example. You eat something that you know is unhealthy. For example, you had an ice cream. And your body had no symptoms. What's happened? You've lost yourself. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to explain further, because that's what good teachers do. What is it? It's not what you pour into the student that counts, but that which is planted. Thank you all once again for inviting me. Congratulations very much to the students. Kept my time, because I know you guys are eager to get to the next part. But you guys are very, very fortunate. You have a school that cares. That principal was so charismatic. Your CEO had words of wisdom. And that shows that teachers will be wonderful as well. And you know what I say about teachers all the time. It's not what you pour into the students that counts, but that which is? Thank you very much for being a good audience. Thank you.